WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru. So Sangat ji, before we get started, we've done the good mantra jap, and now we're going to do 5 mool mantras, and then we'll get started with the talk today. So if everyone just sits up straight, closes their eyes. Satnam Sri WhyGuru Sahib ji, Ek Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirbhau Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Sapang Gur Prasad Jap ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਡੰਡੌਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਸਗਲ ਦੁਆਰ ਕਉ ਛਾਡ ਕੈ ਗਹਿਓ ਤੁਹਾਰੋ ਦੁਆਰ ਬਾਹੇ ਗਏ ਕੀ ਲਾਜ ਅਸ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਦਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਰ ਬਾਹੇ ਗਏ ਕੀ ਲਾਜ ਅਸ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਦਾਸ ਤੁਹਾਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So thank you for coming to today's talk. With Maharaj's Kirpa, they've chosen each and every one of us to be here today. And today's talk, you could say, or katha, however you want to call it, is going to be on the game of love. And before we get into the game of love, I just want to have a question for you guys, is who are you? So I'm going to pick some people out and I want you guys to tell me, who are you? Okay? So Singh sitting at the back with Bana on, who are you? So when I ask that question, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you, who are you? Guru Singh, yeah, good answer. Singh with the glasses there. Yeah. Who are you? Yeah. What's your name, Singh? Kabir Singh, yeah. Panji, who are you? Jaspreet, yeah. Who are you? Yeah, Guru Sikh. Ankar, who are you? Yeah. Okay. So the reason I ask this is because hopefully now the title of today's talk is the game of love, right? Now, through love, we can probably, or we can try to realize who we really are. Now, some of the things when I ask the question to you guys, who are you? We go by the titles, right? Our name, maybe what job we do, all right? But if you think about it, I've been mentioning it because Vasakhi's just come, it's just come to my head, is that when we greet each other, we sometimes say Sat Sri Akal, right? But the true greeting for any Sikh is WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh. So the Khalsa is put right at the forefront of every greeting that you have. Yeah? It's basically an introduction to who you are. Yeah? So who are we? We are the Khalsa, right? If you want to go even more philosophical, we are the Atma. We are Parmeshwar, but we don't realize it yet, right? But in that Fateh, you're basically telling everybody, I am Khalsa. And who's Khalsa? WhyGuru Ji Ka Khalsa. I'm WhyGuru Ji's Khalsa, right? And then we say, WhyGuru Ji Ki Fateh. And so all victory also belongs to WhyGuru. And that Fateh for us is Tegh. It's spreading food and freedom and protection for all of humanity. And that is the Fateh, the victory that we strive for. Now, specifically for this presentation, we're going to go through examples, you could say, in our history where people have shown immense love, right, to the Guru, to other Sikhs, and through their bhakti, through their prema bhakti, through their devotional worship, they've been able to realize who they actually are, right? And I've already used these slides in my previous talks, but the only reason I'm bringing them up again is because it's so important for us to make sure when we go out into the normal world and people ask us, who are you, right? And what do you believe in? What's your faith? We should have a good, you could say, interaction with that. We should have a more efficient way of explaining to someone what is Sikhi, pretty much, right? And we always start with Ik Oankar. Yeah? Now, when I say Ik Oankar to some people, especially like yesterday we were at Trafalgar Square, we asked this question and most people were saying one universal creator. Yeah? But that's just the Ik part, that's just the one. And Maharaj specifically used the number one because then that cannot be misinterpreted in any language. Right? Number one can be understood in any language. Right? That there is only one and that oneness is all pervading. Maharaj created everything and then he spilled himself into the creation as well. So he resides within the creation. Yeah? And then through that sound, Om, they created God, all of creation. Yeah? A few weeks ago, we went through being at that Turiya Avastha, yeah? Being in that silence. And even that word, Om, is the only word or the only sound that's not man-made. Yeah? When we are sitting in silence and we meditate and we do Simran, when you're repeating WhyGuru, WhyGuru, or sometimes some people chant Ik Oankar, Satanam, yeah? In that silence is where you're going to hear and feel Om. And that is pretty much the levels we're trying to get to, right? And through that sound, they created this whole illusion that we see in front of us, right? Maharaj describes this whole creation in Jab Sahib, yeah? Khel, khel, akhel, khilan, ant ko phir ek, right? Is that after this whole tamasha, this whole world you see around you, after this whole play has taken place, it's going to go back to ik. It's going to go back to the one, right? And even Maharaj says in their own autobiography, Bachittar Natak, so even in that title, Bachittar Natak, right, that wondrous play, they're having this conversation with WhyGuru. So you got formless WhyGuru, and then you got Sargun form of Akal Purakh, physical form, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, in their past life. Yeah? And they're having this conversation with them, and they're saying, Main ho Param Purakh ko dasa, dekhan ayo jagat tamasha. So I've only come to watch this whole play take place, right? And they describe this creation specifically like a play, like a tamasha, like a drama. So when you guys go home, maybe you have grandparents, parents who watch Star Plus, and they're engrossed in this drama that they're watching, right? Maharaj is saying, we're not here to get engrossed in this drama, we're here to just witness the drama taking place. Maharaj isn't here to get engrossed in it, we're here to just watch the play taking place. Yeah? Now, even with my grandma, my Bibi, right? She would always use examples from Dramme to justify why another family member's done something. Yeah? So she would say, oh, flanne bande ne idda kiya. I was like, how do you know? Dramme ch hunda hi hai. Look at what's happening in the dramas. It happens on TV all the time. Yeah? And then I'm constantly trying to tell her, but this is just a drama. And this is in the same way, our Guru is telling us the same thing, is that this whole thing you see around you is just an illusion. It's just a kid. It's a tamasha taking place. So don't get engrossed in it. You need to watch it. Don't get engrossed. Just witness it. Okay? And I was watching this podcast from Khalsa Panth UK, and in there, Harpreet Singh, he mentioned Bachitra Natak, right? And I love the way he explained it. And he said, this planet is like a university. Yeah? And it's our chance for our spiritual progression. Yeah? And it's our chance in this human body that we've been blessed with to see that ik, that oneness in everybody. Sab mein hai jyot, jyot hai soe. Yeah? So in this world of diversity, in this colorful garden of WhyGuru, we're here to try and see that oneness in all of it. Right? Oneness in diversity, some people like to say, right? And then he said, how do we do that? And he said, through the Sat Guru, right? Through the true Guru, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, right? Because they have that information about the timeless, about WhyGuru, about the Nirgun. Some people asked me yesterday, how can the Guru be God? You mentioned the Guru being God. That's because WhyGuru comes in two forms. There's Nirgun, formless, Sargun, which is physical form. Yeah? The reason we need that is because when I asked the question in the beginning, who are we? Who we really are is Brahm. We are WhyGuru. We are the light of God inside of us. And we need to realize that. We need to experience that. But how can we experience something? How can we interact with something that's formless? We can't even see it. We can't smell it, taste it, anything. So that's why Nirgun WhyGuru, formless WhyGuru, comes in physical form as Guru Nanak Dev Ji to give us that information so that we can interact with them. We can see how they live, how they pray, how they were humble, how they done seva, simran, so that we can be given that opportunity to also be one with WhyGuru, right? So that we can see no difference between anything, pretty much. We just see that oneness in everything. And they've given us specific techniques, you could call it, on how we can experience that oneness. Now, when he created everything, WhyGuru, he created this illusion in front of us, this Maya in front of us. And he specifically, in this creation, in this Maya, there are these Panch Chor. Yeah? We've all heard this before, right? But the reason I'm repeating this is not only because we need to know it for ourselves to go and do that Parchar, but sometimes we forget. Yeah? This is why even we just done the Salok Mahalla Nava course. And if you guys sat through every course, you'll realize that Maharaj repeated themselves again and again and again and again, right? Because we don't listen. Even on pretty much on every ang of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they're constantly telling us to meditate, 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 because we don't listen. Yeah? Even half the things I might say today, we're not even going to remember half of those things when we leave there. We're going to be learning about how we shouldn't be engrossed in Maya. We shouldn't be giving our Panch Chor the fuel that it wants. But we're still going to go out and do it because we don't listen. Yeah? And because of these Panch Chor, that is what's built this brick wall in front of us. So they're stopping this soul merging with Paramatma. Yeah? Like water merging with water. But the only reason our water isn't merging with the ocean is because we're in that glass of ego. Yeah? And specifically these Panch Chor. So you got Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. You got lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. And the hardest one on here is the ego, right? The reason for that is because Maharaj says you can control these things, yeah? We can probably all have the ability to control the first four, yeah? But then we might develop subtle ego that will say, look how great I am, I've been able to control my four thieves, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh. Yeah? And the reason, when I was even like showing some of the things, my presentation earlier, someone said, why does it say choose your heart up there, right? And the reason I put that up there is because if we indulge in these 5 things, right, then we're going to have to pay the price of that later on, okay? Now, indulging in these 5 things is only going to bring us pain in the future. It's only going to bring hard times. Now, Maharaj says, if you just do seva, simran, work hard and earn an honest living, you can make your 5 virtues flourish, yeah? Now, doing seva and simran, that's also really hard. Yeah? But we need to choose the hard that we want to play, pretty much. Yeah? We either want to work hard, do simran, seva, with full nishkam, without any desire. Yeah? First, you have to have the desire to do it, and then you do it so much to the point where you don't want nothing in return. I was blessed to be part of a Vidyalaya 2 years ago, and in there, Gyani Sukhraj Singh gave us a 4 to 5 hour talk, yeah, about all of Brahm Gyan, pretty much everything you need to know about life, yeah, all in one day. And right after the end of that all, after 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours, he goes, to be honest, all it comes down to is seva and simran. Yeah? Nishkam seva, nishkam simran. Is doing everything without desire. As soon as you feel like you want something in return, then all you're going to get is that. You're not going to get what you truly were supposed to get, which was being one with WhyGuru. Yeah? Now, when we indulge in the 5 things, right? Just like in a university, what happens when we fail? We have to resit. Yeah? In Sikhi, we call that reincarnation. Yeah? And what I loved is this, he's mentioned this in the podcast as well. He said, if you're going to spend your whole life, yeah, drinking, smoking, indulging in these panchjor, not doing your simran, not doing your seva, partying, not being, faithful or anything like that, if you're going to constantly, all your life, you're going to just fulfill your impulses, yeah, then what you're doing is you're just acting like what a dog does. Yeah? So if ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁੱਤੇ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਬਣਨਾ, then you're going to come back as a kutta as well. Yeah? That's what he said. Yeah? So whatever we're going to indulge in, whatever we're going to act like, we're just going to come back as that, pretty much. Yeah? But even after all that, right, it all just comes down to a simple thing called love. Now, when I first gave this presentation, I gave it at a uni, and they requested this specific talk, the game of love. And I was not a fan of it, to be honest, yeah, because I was thinking, I don't really like to talk about all this lovey-dovey stuff, yeah, and I'm just not a fan of it. But the more I started speaking to some things about it, and the more I done my own little research, I came to realize that it all starts with love. And now another question for you guys, what is love? Yeah? So the thing next to you, you tell me, what is love? How do you know what love is? And when do you know you're in love? Say it louder, please. When you feel certain emotions towards someone, yeah. Sing in the grey tracksuit. That. Without no return, yeah. Doing something without no return. Jagjeet Kaur. Doing unconditional, yeah. On God, what is love? Love is sacrifice, yeah. So you could be in love with someone so much to the point where you would even die for that person, right? Now, I asked myself these questions, and honestly, I didn't know what to say, to be honest. And then I saw this one video on BOS TV. It was called the Mindset series. And in there, they specifically mentioned something quite interesting. And they said, why don't we identify what love is not? Yeah. And they said, love is not your ego. Love is not being lustful. Love is not anger. Love is not greed, and love is not attachment. Love is not fear. Love is not hate, jealousy, slandering, or gossiping. Yeah? Because every time we're going to indulge in those things, all we're doing is pretty much living in Kaljug. Yeah? When you're going to go out there and you're going to speak to people like they're beneath you, if you're going to go out and speak to people like they're beneath your feet, then what you're basically saying is that you have no love in you. Yeah? You're going to go out slandering about people, gossiping. It's a really easy thing to do. But in that moment, what you're doing is you're living in duality, which is the complete opposite of what we believe in. Yeah? So every day, ask yourselves, right, is when you're thinking about how do I love my Guru, it all comes down to knowing your Guru. Yeah? And specifically, even Maharaj, Guru Gobind Singh Ji again, the reason this love is so important, because even Guru Sahib is saying it. Yeah? They're saying, Saach kaho sona leho sabhai, jin prem kiyo, tin hi prabh payo. Only that person with true love in their heart, they are the ones that are going to meet WhyGuru Ji. This is where it all starts, is with love first. Yeah? Love and compassion. Because then out of compassion, Dharam is born out of it. Taul Dharam, Daya ka Poot. Dharam is the son of Daya, of compassion. And then when you have those two, then you get himmat, then you get courage. When you have courage, then you need to stay determined to staying courageous. Yeah? Doing the right thing, doing the righteous thing. And then you can be Sahib. Then you can be a sovereign, a ruler. Yeah? And even at the Singh's house today, there was a hukamnama that came up, and it was Jako har rang lago is jug mein so kahiyat hai sura. That person who wants to call themselves a warrior, right, they first need to develop love in this age of Kaljug. Because in this age of Kaljug, there's going to be so many things that are going to separate you from WhyGuru Ji. If we all just look at our phones right now, and we look at our screen time, how much Simran did we do compared to how long we were scrolling through social media today? Yeah? Maybe on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, if you're over 50 or something. Yeah. So ask ourselves, compare that, right? And when we speak about, on the poster, there was Guru Angad Dev Ji, there was Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, is that with love, the reason we're able to, the reason Guru Angad Dev Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji were able to, give their Shaheedi, they were the two Gurus that gave Shaheedi out of all the 10 Gurus, right? It's because of that love and compassion that they had. Yeah? If they didn't have compassion, they wouldn't have gave Shaheedi. Yeah? So love and compassion fuels everything. Yeah? And so when we listen to these teachings, Maharaj says, Sun Sakhi Man Jap Pyar. That when we listen to these Sakhiyan, when we listen to these stories, when we get to know who our Guru is, then we're going to start falling in love. Yeah? I've mentioned it before. If someone's getting into an arranged marriage, they're not going to fall in love with that person straight away, innit? They have to get to know that person. Then slowly, when you get to know that person, then you start falling in love. And in the same way, imagine if you ask yourselves, if you've ever said, or right now if you're saying that I haven't got a connection with WhyGuru, I don't feel that oneness, I don't feel the bliss, then there's something in the way, innit? There's something that's blocking it. I don't have it. And I'm pretty sure most of us don't have it. Yeah. But when we really go deep into the history, someone asked me yesterday at Trafalgar Square, I had not a debate, it was more like a conversation, but it almost sounded like a debate with a Christian. And he asked me, why do you think the Guru is God? Because Jesus says he's God as well. Yeah? And I said to him, why do you believe Jesus' teachings? Why do you believe Jesus when he says all the things that are written in the Bible? And he said, because you read his life and you get amazed about how great he was, and then you experience the things that he's talking about. Yeah. And I said, in the same way, if you read what's in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, if you read the history of our Gurus, just like this one Christian father did, when I was listening to Katha on the Battle of Chamkaur, in there the Kathavacha said he met a Christian father who said, why has nobody done Parchar of Sikhi? Because when he actually looked into the Sakhiyan of the Gurus and our history, he goes, you guys have many people like Jesus in your faith. Yeah? And I told him, the Guru tells us, he tells us how to live. You read the Guru's lives, all it is about is them going out, liberating people, changing people's lives. And then they tell us the techniques on how to connect to that Nirgun. And when you actually do it with full faith and love, then it works. He goes, that's subjective. And then I pointed at Bhai Ravinder Singh there, he was there yesterday. I pointed at his hoodie, I said, what color is that? And he said, that's yellow. I said, yeah, I see yellow as well. So even though color is subjective, we're still experiencing that color as yellow. And in the same way, there's countless Sants and Mahapurkha out there who are all talking about the same Anand, talking about that same experience of oneness. Yeah? And so, the first Sakhi we're going to go through is of Bibi Bhani Ji. And Bibi Bhani Ji was the daughter of Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj. Right? And they were the daughter of Guru Amar Das Ji, they were the wife of Guru Ram Das Ji Maharaj, and then they were the mother of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj. Yeah? And there was this one time, this is how much love, even though this was their father and everybody loves their father, this kind of reminded me of, you can love your Guru in any way you like. Tum maat pita Guru tu hi hai. That you can be my mother and you can be my father. And Bibi Bhani Ji, they loved their Guru so much as a father that when they were sat on this wooden asan, right? On this manja, you want to call it, one of the wooden legs broke. And they were in deep meditation at that time. And to not stop their deep meditation, Bibi Bhani Ji held that part of the manja with their hand, and the leg stabbed her straight through the hand. Yeah? And her hands were bleeding. Guru Amar Das Ji was so, impressed with the amount of love she showed there that she didn't want to disturb her father's, her Guru's, meditation. That he then asked Bibi Bhani Ji, or he blessed Bibi Bhani Ji at that time. Yeah? And he basically blessed her with the boon, you want to call it, that made Bibi Bhani Ji arguably one of the greatest women in Sikh history. Yeah? And the reason for that is because look at Bibi Bhani Ji's lineage now. When you want to be part of this Khalsa Panth, this is our family tree. Yeah? And it all starts with Guru Amar Das Ji. Guru Amar Das Ji. Then their daughter, Bibi Bhani Ji. Their husband, Guru Ram Das Ji Maharaj. Yeah? Their son, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, who sat on the Tatti Tavi. Then their son, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. Their son, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Their son, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And when you look at Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji's other sons, Baba Gurditta Ji, their son was Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji. their son was Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji and Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji, they were cousins. And then their Chote Sahibzade, they were cousins with Guru Harkrishan Sahib Ji. And then when Maharaj, on the day of Vaisakhi, created the Khalsa Panth, Maharaj is literally saying, you can be part of this family now as well. You know, Bhai Hukam Singh spoke about a Bibi that spoke to him once about a dream that she had. And the dream was that she's sleeping, and then in her room, she sees these two little Singhs dressed in royal blue bana. Yeah? And their faces are radiating bright light out of their head, out of their face. And she couldn't recognize who they were, but she had a thought that, you know what, this might be the Chote Sahibzade of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And then she asks the two younger sons, Tusi mere pra hai? And then the Chote Sahibzade said, Haje nahi. Not yet. And then she asked Bhai Hukam Singh, what do you think that means? And he said, Maharaj literally sent their younger sons to you to say, Aajo, be part of this Khalsa family. Be part of this Khalsa Panth. Yeah? Be part of this family whose lineage starts all the way up from Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, all the way down to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and the Chote Sahibzade. And everybody that takes initiation into the Khalsa Panth, we are all brothers and sisters. This is the family that you can be part of. Sant Jarnail Singh Khalsa Pindrawale, Bhai Menga Singh, Bibi Upkar Kaur, Bibi Bimal Kaur, yeah? Baba Jeet Singh Ji. Your brothers can be Baba Jeet Singh Ji, Baba Jujar Singh Ji. Yeah? This is the family you can be a part of. Yeah? And when we talk about, you know, when Guru Amar Das Ji gave that boon, right, to Bibi Bhani Ji, I'm going to just summarize what it says. That he then gave that prophecy. Yeah, this comes in Gur Pratap Suraj Granth. Is that he gave that prophecy that your lineage now is going to have, the Guru's lineage is going to stay in this family now. Yeah? Because of that immense pyar that she showed in that. And we're just going to go back a few Gurus back, yeah, to Bhai Lehna Ji, Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj. Yeah? And they showed the ultimate love to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They were the Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Yeah? And any command that Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave Bhai Lehna Ji, they done it with complete surrender. They done it with complete love, to the point where it didn't matter how crazy the command or hukam was from Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Bhai Lehna Ji just manned every single bachan. Yeah? Even if it went against their understanding. There was a tree, Maharaj said, shake the tree to their sons, and some fruits will come off the tree. Yeah? Their sons looked at Guru Nanak Dev Ji and said, you're crazy. How can there just be fruits coming off this tree? It's a dead tree or something. They asked Guru Angad Dev Ji, Bhai Lehna Ji, before they became the Guru, can you go shake the tree? They went straight to that tree, even if it went against their understanding. Yeah? Complete surrender. And when you show your Guru so much love, they turn you into themselves. This is also seen with Guru Gobind Singh Ji. When it came to creating the Khalsa Panth, they gave the roop of Guru Gobind, they gave their own roop to the Khalsa, to us. That's never been seen before. Where the leader of the faith will give their followers their roop. Khalsa mera roop hai Khalsa. Yeah. Even in Gurbani, tu hi mohi, mohi tu hi, antar kaisa. It's a bit like the film Rush Hour. Anyone seen Rush Hour here? And you see when Chris Tucker goes and meets that Chinese man, he goes, who are you? I am you, he goes. And who is he? He is me. I am you, you are me, right? In the same way, Maharaj is saying, be my follower, follow everything that I say with complete sacrifice, complete love, and you will become just like the Guru. This is why WhyGuru came in Sargun, in physical form, to show us how to live, show us how to be a complete sevak, right? And if you look at Guru Angad Dev Ji, on their travels with Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they showed so much innocent love to the point where they went to Khadur Sahib, and in Khadur Sahib, they must have said to them, I want you to just stand in this spot for a second. I just want you to stay here. And I'm going to leave, and then I'll come back for you, at Khadur Sahib. They had so much innocent love, right, that they just stood in that exact same spot where Guru Nanak Dev Ji told them to sit or to just stay. They looked around, they didn't know what to do, and they sat down and they just started doing Simran in that exact same spot. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they returned back and they're saying, yeah, what are you doing? And he goes, Maharaj, you told me to just stay here. And so Maharaj just meant, just stay in the town, but Guru Nanak Dev Ji shows so much innocent love, they just immersed their butts into the tea and just sat in that exact same spot. Yeah, Polle pae mele raguraya. That through innocent love, that's when WhyGuru Ji is going to come to you. Yeah, innocent love like Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj. Yeah, where you follow every single button to the T. Yeah. Now, I'm going to skip through it because of just time a little bit, but this is my favorite part of the talk, to be honest. And Guru Bhai Lena Ji, because they were that ultimate sevak, right? Because they gave complete surrender. They completely surrendered themselves to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. They passed that test, which gave them that guruship. Yeah? They became Guru Angad, the limb of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, where that light just passed on to Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj. And in that moment, when they were given the Gurgaddi, Guru Angad Dev Ji didn't want it. Yeah? They say, how can I be the Guru after Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Yeah? Guru Nanak Dev Ji's children were jealous. They thought that the lineage, the Guruship would go into their house, because every king would always pass the kingship on to their child, right? But Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they broke those barriers down and said, you know what? It's going to go to the ultimate sevak. Yeah? And during this time now, Guru Nanak Dev Ji ordered Guru Angad Dev Ji to leave Kartarpur Sahib, go back to Khadur Sahib. And Maharaj didn't want to do that. Guru Angad Dev Ji didn't want to do that because they were so in love with Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they couldn't even spend a day without meeting them, right? Or speaking with them. And so they made a deal. They said, please Maharaj, how about we meet halfway? And they met halfway in Amritsar Sahib under this tree. What was the tree called again? Baba Buddha Ji tree? What was it? Bero Baba Buddha Ji. Yeah. And underneath that tree, they would have conversations every single day. Maharaj will meet Guru Angad Dev Ji halfway underneath that tree every single day. And one day, after Guru Nanak Dev Ji, left their physical body, Guru Angad Dev Ji went into so much vairag, so much detachment. They were so upset that their beloved had left their body now. They ran away to their Pua's house. Yeah? I don't know if you guys have been so upset, maybe as children, that you get so upset to the point where you go to your favorite family member. Yeah? Kids might go to their mum or their dad. Guru Angad Dev Ji went to their Pua's house. Yeah? They went to their Pua's house and they locked themselves away in this kotri, in this hut, to the point where they bricked up the window, the doors, and then, I don't know what they called it back then, but they plastered the whole wall so that they weren't able to get out and nobody was allowed in either. Yeah? And for 6 months, they stayed in that kotri as the Guru, just doing Simran. Because they were so upset that Guru Nanak Dev Ji had left. Back in Kartarpur Sahib, the Sangat are begging Guru Baba Buddha Ji now. And Baba Buddha Ji, they're saying to Baba Buddha Ji, Maharaj, Baba Ji, we need a Guru. We're upset as well. We want to go see our Guru. We want darshan of our Guru as well. You know, you're Mahapurk, you know where they are. Tell us, where is Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj? Yeah? And Baba Buddha Ji went to Khadur Sahib with the Sangat. They're asking the Pua Ji, Bibi Sabrai Ji, where's Guru Angad Dev Ji? Bibi Sabrai Ji, the Pua, she was told not to tell anybody where Guruji is. And so in that moment, she stayed silent. And then Babaji noticed the kotri that was sealed up. And when they noticed that, they all walked towards the kotri. And Guru Angad Dev Ji, their wish was that nobody is allowed in, right? But imagine this. All the Sangat are outside that kotri begging Maharaj, please come out. Please give us your darshan. We're longing to see you. We need a Guru to follow. We're lost without a Guru. If none of us have a Guru right now, we're just going to be burning every single day of our life. Yeah? In this life and the next lives. Yeah? And when Maharaj finally listened to the prayers, to the pleas of the Sangat, Guru Angad Dev Ji came out and they ucharned this Shabad. And they say, Jis pyare se neho, tis agya mar chaliya. Trig jivana sansarta, ke pache jivana. Is that person that you love the most, yeah? Living this life is worthless without them. Die before, it's die before the one that you love the most. Because to live your life after that person is gone, it's useless, it's worthless. Yeah? Because if you're not going to take your Guru, right? If you're not going to follow your Guru, and you're going to turn away from the Guru, then who are you going to take as your Guru then? Put your hands up if you're a Sikh. Put your hands up if you're a Sikh. Go on. Now put your hands up if you're a GurSikh. Yeah? So that's not even half, yeah? So if you're not the Guru Sikh, then whose Sikh are you? Ask yourself that. Yeah? So we have to always remember, if you're not going to take the Guru as your Sikh, if you're not going to take the Guru as your Guru, if you're not going to be the Sikh of the Guru, then what you're saying is you're going to be the Sikh of Kaljug, basically. That Kaljug is your Guru. And we were lucky enough, me and Angad, we were lucky to actually go to this Gurdwara. So if you ever do visit Khadur Sahib, I don't know why I look so angry in that picture, by the way, yeah? But we were lucky to go there, and we just happened to be at this Gurdwara. We were looking for another Gurdwara. The driver took us to this one, and we were lucky to read the board. This is why it's so important to learn Punjabi, by the way. Right? It's so easy to learn Punjabi. I'm not even lying to you guys. I learned in 5 days when I was a munna because my bibbe tricked me into going to a Punjabi class. Yeah? 5 days. Type on YouTube, learn Gurmukhi in 5 days, and anybody can learn it if you just do what. And when you learn Punjabi here and you go to India, you'll be able to just read these random signs and you'll realize how significant that Gurdwara is. We were supposed to go to a house, right, where there was a wedding taking place, from Amritsar all the way to Mogga. So you could think of it like north to south, yeah? And the driver, we were only supposed to go to about 2-3 Gurdwara on the way. We ended up stopping at, I don't even know how many Gurdwara we stopped at, just because we were able to read Punjabi, read the sign. We ended up going to Baba Buddha Ji's Gurdwara, right? We ended up going to this Gurdwara by accident. Then Guru Angad Dev Ji's, Guru Arjan Dev Ji's Gurdwara, in Khadur Sahib. We ended up having Mata Kivi Ji's Kheer at their Gurdwara. My Paggo Ji's Tapasthan or Janamasthan, right, where they were born. Goindwal Sahib, where Guru Arjan Dev Ji was born, where Guru Amar Das Ji established 84 steps, right? Have I missed? I've missed loads. The Gagar, so Guru Amar Das Ji, every single morning at Amrita Villa, they would hold a copper Gagar, like a, I don't know what you call it in English, like a bowl, let's just call it a bowl, yeah? With water every single day for Amrita Villa, for Guru Angad Dev Ji. We were so blessed to we just happened to read the sign, and we ended up having darshan of that bowl that Guru Amar Das Ji used to hold. And during that travel from the river to Guru Angad Dev Ji, they used to always stop halfway under this tree. We ended up going to that Gurdwara as well, where that tree is still there. And it's not like it's plastered with marble or anything. You can still, like the mitti is still there as well. Yeah? Have we missed another one? There's so many that we went to. Yeah? And when I read this, is that Jis pyare se neho, tis aage mar chaliya. Jeevan trig jeevan sansarta keh pache jeevana. Yeah? When I read this Shabad, you know, that living this life is worthless without your beloved, right? It reminded me of the Battle of Chamkaur, of Baba Ajit Singh and Baba Jujar Singh. And the reason for that is during this battle, imagine this, there's 1.8 million soldiers in front of you. You're in this kachi gari. And your father, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, calls you over, right? Just like this, right? Just like this picture here, right? He's calling you over and he's saying, have a look at the battlefield. Yeah? Have a look at the battlefield. There's not a better day today, that you're not going to find a better day than today to go out and give your Shaheedi. Yeah? And during that time, first Guru Baba Ajit Singh Ji was sent out, right? Baba Ajit Singh calls out to their Pitaji. He's saying, I've just seen my Khalsa brothers go out, give their Shaheedi. I want to go now. Baba Ajit Singh was given the tapra, given the pat, goes out, gives their Shaheedi, and then Baba Jujar Singh, he goes up to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And he says, Pitaji, I want you to send me out to battle now as well. And during this time now, imagine this. Guru Gobind Singh Ji says to Baba Jujar Singh, you're only about 13, 14 years old. You don't even have a dara on your face. You've never been involved in a battle like this. How are you going to fight against 1 million soldiers? Yeah? And during that time, Baba Jujar Singh says, Larna nahi aata, marna ta aata hai. I don't know how to fight, but I do know how to die. Yeah? I might not know how to swing the talwar, but I do know how to take it on the neck. Yeah? Because he said, my brother's just gone out and given his Shaheedi. This whole world is worthless to me now. Nothing is sweet to me. Nothing is mittha to me anymore. I want to go out and give my Shaheedi now because there's no point in me living my life no more. And they went out and they gave their Shaheedi in the battlefield. Then you got Baba Zorawar Singh, Baba Fateh Singh Ji. Yeah? This is literally the epitome of love right here. When Baba Fateh Singh Ji, Baba Zorawar Singh Ji are being bricked alive, during that time, Baba Zorawar Singh, the older brother, he starts crying. And Baba Fateh Singh, who's younger and shorter than him, says, Bra, why are you crying for? We're so close to give Shaheedi. Why are you crying now? Honna doli. Yeah? And he goes, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of giving my Shaheedi. I'm just crying because you're going to give Shaheedi before me. And you're going to go and see Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji before I will. Because you're shorter, the brick wall is going to cover you first. You're going to give Shaheedi first, and then I'm going to have to give Shaheedi afterwards. So you're going to have time with Guruji without me. Yeah? That is the epitome of love right there. Yeah? And then when I heard that then reminded me of then the Shaheeds of 84, of Bibi WhyGuru Kaur, Bibi Satnam Kaur, where they were similar ages to Baba Fateh Singh, Baba Zorawar Singh. Imagine how much love you must have in your heart for the Guru, where you see tanks coming into Harmandir Sahib. Tanks. The Singhs were so fearless, they were so well trained, keeping out 15,000 soldiers from coming into the Parikrama to the point where they had to result in tanks being sent in. Yeah? No soldier was able to get into the Parikrama. Not a single soldier. Anyone that did get in, they were being dragged out. And they had to bring tanks in, and then their family, Bibi Bhani Kaur and Bibi Satanam Kaur, their parents, Gyani Mohar Singh and Bibi Pritam Kaur, all strapped themselves up with C4s and grenades and ran towards that first tank, shouting Jakare, and blew the tank off its chains and gave their Shaheedi. Yeah? Imagine the love that you must have. Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji, sitting on the Tatti Tavi. Not like Jesus saying, "Oh God, why have you forsaken me?" when giving his Shaheedi. Guru Arjan Dev Ji sitting on the Tatti Tavi voluntarily for righteousness, for Taram. Yeah? To be that example. Why do we call them Shaheedna de Sartaj, the master of all Shaheeds? Because they set that foundation for us to look up to. Because if they didn't sit on that Tatti Tavi, then all these Shaheeds that we have in our history, then they wouldn't have made it through it either. We all look to Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Yeah? Today is their Prakash Purab. We remind ourselves on their Prakash Purab, right? Is that, you know what? When we go out and we live this life, right? We're part of the Khalsa. Whether you've taken Amrit or not, right? You're still the Guru Sikh at the end of the day. It's still our job to go out and spread righteousness. De Shiva Baramoya hai, Shubh Karmanate, Kabhu na daro. When it comes to do the right thing, people get scared. Yeah? But you ask WhyGuruji, please give me that courage to not get scared when it comes to doing the right thing. And the one way we can do that is by looking at the examples that we have in our history. It's countless. Instead of him looking up to WhyGuru and saying, "Why are you doing this to me?" they're saying, "Tera kiya meetha lage." What you're doing to me is sweet. No one had to drag Guru Arjan Dev Ji onto the Tatti Tavi. They stepped onto the Tatti Tavi themselves. Yeah? Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. Name me one person who would give their head, the leader of the faith, giving their head for another faith to flourish, to stay alive. Yeah? If there wasn't for Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Shaheedi, we just went through their this year is the 350th anniversary of their Shaheedi Purab, we'd have no Hindus today. And with them, Bhai Dayala Ji, Bhai Sati Das Ji, being boiled alive, being set on fire. Yeah? Imagine having that much love for your Guru, where you'll do anything for them. And the Guru saying, "We're going to give our Shaheedi for the Hindus today." And in that moment, they're being boiled alive so much to the point where there's nothing left but their bones. Bhai Sati Das Ji being wrapped up in cotton and set alight. And then with them, Bhai Mati Das Ji being sawn in half. And then asking the executioner, "Don't go fast, go slowly," so that they can finish Japji Sahib the part. No one would be doing this if it didn't come down to love. Yeah? If they didn't have love, nobody would be doing this. This is the amount of love we need, to the point where we're willing to die for the Guru. Yeah? And telling the executioner, "Go slowly so that I can finish Japji Sahib the part." He's gone through a quarter of a Japji Sahib and his body's already in two pieces on the floor. And Japji Sahib is just radiating out of his body. Bhai Taru Singh. Yeah? Having love for the Nishani of the Guru so much to the point where he was willing to be scalped for it. How many of us, yeah, if somebody came up to us and said, you're going to get scalped alive. You either cut your hair or you're getting scalped. A lot of us might say, "Yeah, I'd get scalped." But when it actually comes down to it, how many of us are willing to do that? And some of us might say, "Well, I'm no Bhai Taru Singh," but this is the levels that we have to look up to. That they went to the extent of telling us how important case is, to the point where they're willing to be scalped for it. Yeah? Baba Deep Singh Ji, Bhai Mani Singh Ji, yeah? Fighting with their head not their hand. Jo to prem khilan ka chao, sir tal tari gali meri aao. It marg pair tarijai, sir dijai kaan na kijai. People think that Guru Gobind Singh Ji always spoke about giving your head to the Guru. It all started with Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying that. Give your whole mind, body and soul to the Guru. Put your head on your hand and walk this path of the Guru, and don't give a monkeys what people say. Yeah? You feel like you want to make a change in your life, who cares what your family say? Because it will be your family who are going to tell you to not go on the path in the first place. It's going to be it might be your workplace that might make fun of you. You're a bit scared about what your colleagues might think. I had it. The first day I wore the star at BA, some Gora comes up to me and said, "Are you getting married, mate?" Yeah? But you just don't care. You remind yourself. This is why contemplating on Gurbani is so important, because you jump Gurbani to the point where it becomes you. You become the Bani. So if Maharaj is saying, forget what the world is talking about, forget what they're saying, you come to the point where you don't care what the world is saying. You're happy to stay unique in this world. Yeah? We are Khalsa Akal Purkh ki Fauj. Pragateo Khalsa Parmatam ki Mauj. Maharaj, WhyGuru, in their Khushi, in their Anand, in their complete happiness, they decided to create us. Yeah? So imagine a painter was told to create the same painting every single day. And then one day someone said, you can create something, you can create whatever you like. In the same way, WhyGuru created the Khalsa. In that moment where they wanted to create something totally amazing, they decided to create the Khalsa. They decided to create us. So why would we not be unique? Yeah? My Paggoji, yeah? When we talk about even the love that the women had, right? Let's just skip this one with all due respect and just go to this one quickly. Yeah? Imagine having so much love for the Guru where your kids are being chucked up into the air and caught on spikes, and all you have to do is convert. All you have to say is a few words, and automatically you've now become a different religion. And behind closed doors, you can still be a Sikh, but outwardly you can be a Muslim. Yeah? This is the option that they had. But they decided, I'm not going to be a Bakhandi. Yeah? And instead they were willing to have their own children be thrown up into the air, cut into pieces, and then put onto their necks like garlands, like hars. Yeah? Bibi Upkar Kaur, Bibi Bimal Kaur, Bibi Upkar Kaur, on the left, she was one of the last Shaheeds of 1984, the Battle of Amritsar. Only recently, I came to know that in that battle, there was a certain section within the complex where there were just Bibiyan with AKs, with guns, with bullets, firing at the soldiers as well. Yeah? Just a section in Harmandir Sahib where Bibi Upkar Kaur and a section and a group of Bibiyan were together fighting side by side against the soldiers. Yeah? And then having so much prem for Maharaj, instead of now running away because it's coming towards the end of the battle, staying side by side with Maharaj, shooting so many bullets out of an AK-47, she dislocated her shoulder. Yeah? 50 degrees Celsius, and then firing machine gun, temperatures could easily hit 60. Yeah? Bibi Bimal Kaur, having that much fearlessness, being so fearless, where even though her husband's just shot Indira Gandhi, she's running for MP in the same parliament that her husband just killed the Prime Minister of. And then later on, she then became Shaheed, realizing that, you know what, it doesn't matter if you're in the system or not. Even if you're in the system, no one's going to care. Yeah? You can shout and scream as much as you want, but it's just not going to work. The only thing that is going to work is if we become Khalsa first. Yeah? Unite as one. All be on the same page. Right now, we're all on different pages. Yeah? We were just speaking about this earlier. Literally, yesterday, I got a separate text. Another Singh in Birmingham got a separate text. Another Singh got another separate text about another Bibi, all converting. Yeah? Grooming cases, people just converting. And when you wonder, why are these people converting when we've got something so amazing in Sikhi, it's because we're not on the same page. Yeah? There's so many different, everyone's got such a big ego within the Panth saying, nope, my way is the only and right way. And then you have the other side saying, my way is the only right way. Yeah? And then they get confused, which one is the right way? Not understanding that Maharaj has made a beautiful garden, and whatever part of that garden you want to be a part of doesn't mean that you're not a Sikh. Yeah? If you want to be the rose, you could be the rose. If you want to be the daisy, you could be the daisy. Yeah? But we all have the same Guru. Yeah? That's where we need to be on the same page. Yeah? And look at this photo. Just look on son Janelle Singh's right-hand side and left-hand side. Those Singhs don't even have a dada on their face. Yeah? Even at that age, right, they could have been anything they wanted in their future when they grow up. And instead, they knew that there is a threat coming to the house. There's a threat coming to their home. And instead of just staying reserved, they pick up their arms, they take initiative, and they help defend. Why? Because they love their Guru. If there was somebody that was going to come in here today, I remember when those riots were happening all across the country, and there was a threat that maybe a few people might come to Martindale Gurdwara. And there was so many Singhs there, and it wasn't just Singhs, there were Munne there as well. Because everybody, why? They all loved the Guru, and they wanted to protect the Guru. Yeah? Bhai Hukam Singh. Imagine having so much love to the point where you're willing to sacrifice everything to go and make a change within Punjab. Can you imagine? You have a multi-million-dollar business, you're living in Dubai for 10 years, and instead of just living your comfortable, reserved life, you go back home to Punjab and try and take the youth of nashe, of drugs and alcohol, and bring Singhs and Singhniya back onto the path. Sacrificing everything. Why? Because they love the Panth, because they love the Guru. Yeah? They're in jail right now, and everybody was out there protesting and stuff like that, but then when was the last time we heard about Bhai Amritpal? Yeah? This is what I'm talking about. We need to be on the same page, is that I know we're getting attacked from so many angles, but let's not forget those that actually did try to make a difference. And let's not just let their seva just stop in one place. Let's try and actually continue that seva, going back to Punjab, seeing what difference you can make. Saving Punjab Charity have an initiative called My Pind Project that you might have heard of. When you sign up, they will send researchers to your pind, and they will see what your pind needs. And then you will put in that money to then supply your pind with that. Yeah, if it needs a water tank, an ambulance, a doctor, anything. So Bhai Gurdas Ji says, Charan saran gur ek panda jaye chal, satgur kot panda aage hoye let hai. So ask yourself, what step are you going to take to get closer to the Guru? Yeah? What step are you going to take? Usually I put up steps of what you could do, but I've come to the realization is that some people, even like myself, this is why I'm not putting up there, is that we want to get told what to do, right? But only you know what you need to do. Yeah? Everybody, if they were completely honest with themselves, completely kept it 100 with each other and kept it 100 with themselves, you know what your next step is. Yeah? And if I was going to tell you a step, it's just keep watching basics videos. And the only reason I say that is because some people, like, I'm not a pracharak, I'm not even a speaker, I don't know anything really yet. I'm not even saying that like, or nimrata and stuff like that, yeah? I actually don't know anything, right? And when I've answered questions and stuff like that for things, people are like, oh, how do you know so much? I'm like, bro, I haven't done like crazy research into books or anything. All I've done is watch videos on basics, yeah? And we can all do that. It really is that simple. Watching videos on basics, there's thousands of videos on basics. And all we have to do is just watch one video a day, and Bhai Hukam Singh, you say, it will keep the Kaljug away. Yeah. And what's quite funny is that when you start watching basics videos, when you go into YouTube, the first thing will be like recommended. The first page will be recommended pages or recommended videos. Basics will start being the first thing that pops up, yeah? My advice would be just click that video. Doesn't matter if you needed to know that or not. If you already know that or not, you just click that video. And that video would act as like a hukamnama for you, yeah? Like it's something you needed to hear. Because there were so many times in the beginning of my journey where that video that I would watch would give me a reality check. Like one example was, I'd done so much, no, I didn't do so much. I just done a little bit of seva, right, at the Gurdwara. I must have just, I don't know, gave out a bit of langar or something, yeah? That's still a lot, right? I'm not saying that's not a big thing, right? But I got quite pumped up. I did the thing where I looked at my next video, and it was doing seva with ego, yeah? And I got compared to a dirty elephant. Right? And Guru Tegh Bahadur is saying, when you're doing seva with ego, you're doing it like an elephant having a shower and then chucking dirt over him straight afterwards. Yeah? So that would be my only thing. Hana? And if you want to know more, watch the WhyGuru course. Yeah? All of history in 47 videos summarized. Watch that, you would have a great understanding about Sikhi, great foundation, and then you can go out and teach somebody that as well. Yeah? Each one, teach one, like Bhai Hukam Singh says. Yeah? Because we can't just keep everything to yourself. When we talk about Vandike Shakana, that doesn't just mean your money, that means your spiritual wisdom as well. Yeah? Don't just keep it to yourself thinking, I just want to keep it for myself. Whatever you learn, no matter how small, tell your family, tell your friends, and then slowly, that message of Guru Nanak Dev Ji will spread. Yeah? So please forgive me for all my mistakes. Deo sajjana sisiyan jo hove Sahib Sumail. WhyGuru Ji ka Khalsa, WhyGuru Ji ki Fateh.